The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is certainly a national treasure, and rangers there constantly fight treasure hunters who illegally harvest plants, especially the ginseng.
WBIR 10 News reporter Jim Matheny has more on the problem with poachers in the park.
So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 prong. So that plant is already yellowed, and we really haven't even had a freeze yet.
Ever since the 1980s, Chief Ranger Steve Closter repeats himself every year to stop the poaching of wild ginseng from the nooks of the national park.
Remoteness of the area, you're in possession of stolen property and we charge accordingly. A lot more people are out there trying to poach it. It's always been illegal to take any type of plants out of the national park.
The only thing as constant as Closter's message is the strong demand on the other side of the world for this American export.
These are ginseng roots.
In China, they especially crave the strong flavor of wild ginseng you find rooted in this rich soil of Appalachia.
And they want the wild stuff, energy boost, health tonic, aphrodisiac.
Outside the national park, you can legally gather this plant during certain times of year. Some families have been digging sang for generations.
Well, that's the gold of the Tennessee hills. That's beautiful.
And were raised to do it responsibly.
Put that stem back in the ground.
Only taking mature plants, and only the ones with seeds ripe enough to put back in the ground to keep this crop coming back for years.
This plant actually has one red berry left in it. If you were outside the park and legally gathering ginseng, what you'd want to do is take that red berry and you'd want to plant it in this same area here where you found the plant.
But Closter says the ginseng game has changed as the commercial value of this plant keeps growing.
Price of ginseng can be anywhere from $300 to $900 a pound.
That drives a new breed of poacher to the park, who ravages these hills with no regard for the age of the plant or the color of its berries, only concerned with putting some green in their pockets.
And that's why there's very few places left that have the wild ginseng.
Closter also blames the recent spike in poaching on the drug epidemic and home entertainment.
We've got these new reality TV shows out there now that are kind of glorifying, dramatizing, going out and digging ginseng. And everybody sees it, oh, there's a way to make a quick buck. So then they can go back and buy their drugs. When we arrest them, we're also seeing a significant amount of drugs on their person. In the late 80s, I saw very little of that.
And it's these bright colored leaves that make it easy to spot ginseng this time of year. And park rangers are also trying to make it easy to spot which plants have been taken illegally from the park by adding some bright colors to the plant's roots.
Biologists mark the plants in the national park with dye, so then poachers can't say they got the roots somewhere else.
It's a big deterrent factor. If we catch you with these roots, no matter where you are, we know they came from Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And our hope is if the people who are buying the ginseng sees the marked roots, they'll say, no, we're not going to buy your batch.
But as long as the price makes the reward worth taking a risk, Closter says rangers will have to keep fighting for the survival of wild ginseng.
There's where the berries.
And he'll keep repeating himself so this slow-growing root will not be stolen from its natural habitat and from future generations.
Once something is gone, whether it's an animal species, whether it's a plant species, we're never going to see it again.
In the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Jim Matheny, WBIR 10 News.
Along with ginseng, rangers are also working to stop people from stealing mushrooms from the park. Now look at this picture from an arrest this summer where one poacher was caught taking all these mushrooms from the Smokies. The penalty for poaching in the park includes large fines and even jail time for repeat offenders.